crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to be making a graduation card in a portfolio kind of design. And I used for the focal, I colored this off screen. This is from Unity Stamps, and this is called Love Kitties. And the recipient of this card, it loves cats. So I want to do a cat themed card. But I don't know if you can see this. So on her bow, I used a sparkle pen to add a little shimmer for that. And then look at her eyes. Do you see the green sparkle there? That was accomplished with the Gina K iridescent gel pens. They are awesome and they are so vibrant. And I just loved how that went with her eyes there. I colored these with alcohol markers. I used my Spectrum Noir, and these are the brush ones, as opposed to some of them have like a smaller nib. But for the nose, I used the Antique Pink blend. For all of the purples, I used the Lavender blend, and then for the gray, I used the Ice Gray blend. So we have all that. There are lots of pieces here, but not to worry. I've cut out this 2025. Let me put it here so you can see. And this is from the Greetery. And this is Dreams and Plans 2025 to 29, and these are the dies. And I have the stamp set, and I'll probably use one of these sentiments inside the card. I do want to do a magnetic closure, so I can show you how to do that. Let's just sort through all this stuff. For the circles, I use the Basic Shapes circles from Simon Says Stamp, and this has so many in there. So that was perfect. For the papers, look at these papers. They are great. These are from Not Too Shabby, and this is the Purrfectly Snuggly paper pad. And I thought this would be perfect with the purples with that. So, alright, let's get that out of the way. We are also going to be using the Echo Park graduation pack, and I might bring in some of the stickers from that. And I'm also going to be using, this is from Fabulous Folded Cards. This is from Hot Off the Press, that's sold at Paper Wishes. And this is the Fancy Foldovers cutting dies, and there's 3 different ones in there. And this is really cool because you can use them to make, you know, just like a one fold over, or a meet in the middle fold over, a top and a bottom. And in our case, we're going to go into thirds. And so there's this one's a skinnier one, and this is for, let me see, this is 5 inches. This is 6.5, and then this one is awesome because it only has the cutting line on one side, not even on these sides. So you can make your flap as long or as wide as you would like with that die. So that's the one we're going to use for that. Crapped a lunch. And so my plan for this, I have a sheet of paper, cardstock, that is 5.5 by 12. And I scored it at 4 1/4, 8.5. So, and then we have a smaller little flap. This is going to be the inside, and I'm actually going to cut sections out of it because I don't want to have all that bulk on the score lines. So I will cut these into little smaller pieces. So this will be the inside, and then we'll fold it up, and then on the outside this will be the flap, and I want to do the plaid, and then when this gets folded up, I want this bottom part to be this paw print paper, so that will overlap, and then this will be the focal point on the front. So it's kind of hard to explain in the air, but we will get there. What I do need to do is I need to put on, I'll fold this up a little bit so we can get a better idea of what's going on, but I do need to put the paper on both sides on the flap before I run that through my die cut machine with the die. So basically what we're going to do is use this to cut the little flap here, and then once that is complete, we're going to use this as our focal on the front, so it'll be super cute. But because we need to cut through all of these layers, we need to adhere them, at least this top flap first. How I'm going to accomplish that today, I'm just going to use a glue stick. I'm just trying to make sure this is all lined up. Okay. So this particular section, let me just measure it, is 5.5 by 3.5. Just trying to see which way this is going. So we need to cut this piece down. So the 3.5, and we'll just go 1/8 smaller. And let's see, when I cut this, how did I... Okay, I already cut this little smaller one. I cut it out of the strip. Alright. That'll be great. And one thing I also want to do is I want to just take a little smidge off of this bottom one, because since we're folding it inside, if it's exactly even, it's not gonna shut well, because it's gonna be too crowded in there. So that, see, it'll help that fold a little bit better. This paper is a little crazy today. Alright, so this one's going to go in here. And then the other one is going to go on that side. And I think I want the plaid on the top, so I'm just going to measure this. I feel like this needs to be a little smidgy smaller, but yeah. So this will now be 5 3/8. That's better. Alright, so we will do 5 3/8 on this one by, let me determine this is 5 3/8. 5 3/8 by 3 3/8. Alright, that's great. And I will list all of the dimensions in the description box and over on my blog, so I don't want you to have to feel like you have to write all this down, because you do not. Alright, so I just have a glue stick here. Grab up my mat in case I go off the edge here. And I'm using this glue stick because I want to make sure the adhesive is edge to edge when I put it on, and it can be hard with glue or other things like that. I'm gonna do my score buddy trick here. I just want to make sure I get this on straight. You don't have to do it with this one because it is a little bit smaller than the whole front, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to just visually see that. We'll turn it over and give a back rub for it. Okay, so this is going to be our flap on the front. So it'll be like a little envelope flap kind of thing going on. So then on the inside we're going to put this graduation one. I can eyeball this one. I'll do it upside down. It's so sticky. All right. So again, here's our front flap, and then we'll open it, and the graduation paper will be down the whole inside. All right, so I need to next place this where exactly we want to have our little flap. Just making sure we're good to go with this. Alright. I'll do it this way so I can get a visual. Oh, and luckily this is 5.5. These little points are exactly at the 5.5. So that was pretty smart. All right. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with this. Alright, because this is, now I'm going through 3 pieces of paper, I am going to use my chrome precision plate. I don't know if you've ever, it's really shiny. I don't want to blind you, but it is by Sizzix, and it is fabulous for cutting through multiple layers, or if you have like a really intricate die. So I'm going to lay this unfolded like this, and I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, and I will be right back. Right, I did a little bit off camera. First I wanted to show you how perfectly this actually cut off through all of those layers. So definitely having the chrome precision base plate really helps. I went through and I put all of the panels on here, and then I put an additional panel on the back, and I'm gonna stamp my stamp on there. So we need to finish up the front, and I didn't want to put that on yet because I want to show you how to do a magnet. And so you want to hide it underneath. So what we need to do first is get this stuck on here. And I'm just trying to think too, we can, because this is going to be sandwiched on both sides like this. So we can put the magnet here. And that can actually go on the back. Alright, we'll do that. So when you have a magnet, you need to get the plus and the minus. And these are stick-on. I'm like, this is kind of sticking. My mat is magnet, so that's kind of funny. Just trying to push this out. And these are stickers. So let's see. Oop, see, they'll stick right together. And that's fine that they stuck together. That will actually make it a little easier. Alright, so I'm gonna put this here, if it will get off my finger. On the closure. And then what you can do, since this is lined up in the right spot, you take off this paper and just put that across. Okay? So then when you open it, you have your magnet in the right spot. Doop. Pretty cool. So then what we can do Just put the paper over this, so you won't even see that. So let's go ahead and do that. And the good thing about glue sticks is that if you get any ooze off the edge, an adhesive eraser will take that off very easily. So I was actually able to use the adhesive eraser to get the adhesive off my silicone mat. You'll have to see, this is pretty crazy. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but look at it. It just comes right up. So, and you can also use alcohol wipes, or just if you have rubbing alcohol with a paper towel, that will also work. So, sticky stuff. Alright, so now we have, how cute is that? Oh my gosh. And then this is gonna go here. Just trying to think of the best way to accomplish this. Might even be glue stick again. So I'm gonna put this underneath here. Trying to center that up. Ugh, so sticky. My cat is snoring. Alright, and then we get to stick this over this. Okay, let me clean up all this glue off the edge and then I will be right back. Alright, cleaned up all the glue. Let's check out this super cute project. Look at that, I love that. And then it's got the magnetic, boop, right? Okay, so we have a couple of things that we need to finish on this. We need to finish the inside, and I also want to put a sticker there. So on the Echo Park sticker sheet, I wanted to grab one of these. I think the Happy Graduation, and that would be perfect right here. Okay. And then for the inside, I had gone ahead and, oop, there goes the envelope. I had put this together, and these were the die cut numbers, and I did put Altenew double-sided adhesive on the back of this so that I could just stick them on like a sticker instead of worrying about glue or anything like that. I stamped the class of and congrats on your graduation. This is the Lisa Horton Crafts Cloud 9 solid black, and I like in this, it's the Dreams and Plans by the Greetery, that it has the class of on the curve, so you can put that over the numbers. And then there's also a class of going the other way, so you could put it under the 0 or the 6, you know, anything like that. And then the congrats on your graduation also came out of there. Alright, and I was also thinking, hoping, wishing, yes, I was gonna grab a couple of the star stickers, but now that I'm looking at it, I really like this banner one. It's pretty cute. Put that up there, and then we can do a couple of the stars. The smaller one. Okay. Let's try to see if there's anything else we need for that. I think that's good. And then I was also looking in my book of sticker sheets to see if we could add one of these hearts. And these are the gold heart dazzles. These are from Paper Wishes. Let's see. There's all different sizes, and they're all different shape hearts too. I don't know if that makes sense. Like some of them are longer, kind of like the primitive heart ones, like this one. I love that. I could even put it in here. I think I'll do that. So that looks cool. Alright, so I'm gonna put this in with temporary adhesive. Once I write the note, I will put it in with my permanent tape runner, but I wanted us to get an idea of what this looks like in here. Okay. So that looks so fun. It's like cats on the outside, graduation on the inside, with that magnetic closure. And then I had made an envelope on my 123 punch board out of craft, and then I used a strip from this and put that on the bottom on the front, and then on the back I decorated the flap with another sheet of that paper, and I just used the glue stick, stuck the paper on, and then trimmed out with my scissors around that. So we have a very well coordinated project here. I hope that you found value in today's video, and if you have, if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it and love to have you in my crafty community. Come join me over on Facebook and Pinterest and my new blog at egidesigns.com. I will list everything that I used today in the description box. I do have affiliate links, and I believe that is it. Alright, and I will also list the measurements as well, so don't worry about that. Okay, alright, until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.